The Galactic Council had seen many wars. Empires had risen, alliances had crumbled, and countless species had fought over territory and pride. But there was one name whispered through the void, with the weight of myth and dread: Deathworlders. That was what they called the humans. The Council had kept Earth at arm's length. It was classified as a Class 12 Deathworld, an environment so hostile that most species wouldn't last an hour. Its dominant species, humans, had not only adapted to its lethal conditions, but thrived. They waged war upon themselves for millennia, invented weapons that could crack moons, and survived plagues, radiation, and climate chaos. Yet they smiled through it all. So, when a distress signal echoed across the edge of Sector Thalvora, panic spread like wildfire through the high halls of the Council's citadel. SOS EC EIV EDTHDEU DUO RLD ERAE ESO NTAHE EIMO VE. Ambassador Clarion of the peaceful T-Laxi stood trembling before the Grand Assembly. "We must respond diplomatically," he pleaded. "Perhaps it's a drill, a test." "Negative," came the sharp voice of Admiral Xereth of the Zorkul Navy. 14 human dreadnoughts just crossed into the neutral zone. Their weapons are active. No demands. No warnings. Why would they come now? Asked Speaker Relvani, her antennae quivering. A deep silence followed until an old, grizzled voice spoke. "They've received a call for help." Everyone turned toward the voice. It was Archivist Tollum, keeper of ancient interstellar transmissions. "A minor colony of the Sholari sent out a distress beacon last week," he explained. "Pirates. Slavers. The usual scum. But it seems the humans intercepted it." "But that wasn't their territory," another delegate protested. Tollum's eyes narrowed. "You think they care?" Far across the stars, the UNS Vindicator, a massive human battlecruiser, led the formation. Its hull, blackened by re-entry scars and old battles, bore the Latin motto, etched in glowing red, Si vis pacem, para bellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. Fleet Commander Amina Reyes stood at the bridge, arms folded, face hard as steel. "Status report. All ships holding formation. Hyperdrives cooling. Weapons ready," her XO replied. Reyes's eyes fixed on the planet below Shalaris IV. Smoke curled from its northern continent. Orbital scans showed thousands of lifeforms imprisoned, tortured. Most were Sholari, but there were others, even some humans. Slavers had no loyalty. "We gave the galaxy a choice," she muttered. "Help each other. Stand together." They chose silence. The communication screen crackled. "Unidentified human fleet, this is High Captain Vorel of the Council Enforcement Corps. You are violating neutral space. Retreat or be fired upon." Reyes didn't blink. "Send this response. We're not here to talk." The first strike was surgical. Human frigates decloaked mid-orbit, unleashing kinetic rods from orbit that moved faster than sound, smashing pirate installations with pinpoint precision. Then came the dropships, dark metal beasts diving through the atmosphere. The slavers weren't prepared. They expected slow-moving bureaucracies, not humans who deployed entire armies within minutes. The human soldiers didn't waste time with negotiations. Their directive was clear: rescue and destroy. Within hours, the skies turned to fire. From orbit, the other Council species watched in disbelief as the Deathworlders moved like a coordinated storm. Satellite footage showed armored humans dragging captives to safety, treating wounds mid-combat, while others deployed heavy artillery with chilling efficiency. It wasn't just a rescue. It was a statement. Back in the Citadel, Speaker Relvani stood before the assembly, voice shaking. "This wasn't sanctioned. This is war?" "No," Ambassador Clarence said quietly. "This is what they do when someone cries for help. We ignored that call. They didn't. They violated our laws." Clarence turned, his gaze heavy, "and saved 10,000 innocent lives. Tell me whose laws matter more now." When the last slave ship exploded, the UNS Vindicator opened a channel. A Sholari child, rescued from a cage, sat in the medbay, covered in bandages but alive. Reyes knelt beside him, handing over a ration bar. "Why? Did you come?" the child asked in a trembling voice. Reyes smiled, not a soft smile, but the smile of someone who had seen too much to ever be gentle. "You asked." Across the galaxy, species that once laughed at human diplomacy now studied the footage in silent awe. Empires reconsidered their military doctrines. Pirates fled to the deep void. And the Council? They knew something had changed. Humans weren't just another race anymore. They were the line. Somewhere, deep in a command bunker, a new warning beacon was lit. It didn't say "Danger, Deathworlders." It said, "Hope, Deathworlders inbound."